guys. So yesterday I made this really awesome New York City shirt, and I thought I would share it with you. And the cool thing about that shirt is I learned how to do something I've never done before, which is embellish with letters. So basically make letters out of fabric and then use them as detailed embellishments on a shirt. And to develop this method, it literally took me like a month, and I probably just should have looked on YouTube because I'm sure someone else has thought of it. But it's really easy, and anyone can do it, whether you have a machine or you're stitching by hand. So I want you guys to all try it out, make a shirt that you like, and then send me pictures or a video of it after watching this tutorial. I'll link my email down in the info section. One other thing is I have some cool stuff coming up. Like, a few of you have been getting inspired by the royal wedding, of course, because it's everywhere. I'm getting a little sick of it myself. But you've asked me to make a tutorial for a Philip Tracy inspired hat, which are, if you don't know who Philip Tracy is, you should look him up online. His hats are awesome. I don't know where you would wear them, and other than if you're Kate Middleton or Sister Pippa, or like I don't know where a regular person would wear them in any situation outside of a runway. But they're awesome. They're works of art, and they're so cool. So check them out online, and then come back this weekend, either to my YouTube channel or my blog, to see a tutorial of how to make one. And I promise it won't be too crazy. You can wear it to the mall, but it will be Philip Tracy inspired. So that should be good. The second thing I wanted to talk about, which I am totally excited about, is that the Harry Potter Part 2 of the Deathly Hallows trailer came out last night. And I know you're thinking, why are you talking about Harry Potter on a fashion channel? Well, if you didn't know, I'm totally obsessed with Harry Potter. Isn't everyone? I grew up with Harry, you know? I started reading books when I was like 8. And loved them ever since. So I'm really excited. Now I just had to share it with someone. So if you're really excited too, leave me a comment below. So also check back, because I am one of those people who's dorky enough to dress up for the midnight showing. And I dress up as Luna Lovegood like every year, because she's my favorite character. And I love her so much, and I was her for Halloween too. But I'm going to be showing you how to like make your little cloaks and wands, and I know I have tutorials for like glittery wands and glasses and everything. So check back before you go to the midnight showing so you can dress up. Only cool people dress up. So you should go see it. And if you haven't read the books, you should read them. Okay, so I'm finished with my rant there. And now let's get to the tutorial. So this is the awesome sweatshirt I made, and I know I'm a little biased because I made it, but it was really difficult because I was refashioning old sweatshirts for Earth Day. If you haven't celebrated Earth Day yet, which was last Friday, you should, by planting a tree or something. And basically, what me and my friends were doing, we're getting together and like destroying our old sweatshirts from middle school. So as you can see, middle school I was a label whore, and I was in my Hollister phase. So this is a Hollister sweatshirt. And I was very stupid picking it because, I mean, of course, Hollister sweatshirts are like plastered with Hollister everywhere. So I had to be, I mean, there was like Hollister here, and Hollister here, and Hollister here, and Hollister down my sleeve. So I had to be very careful in my placement. And I was like, oh, it's going to turn out horrible. But it actually turned out okay. So this is the star portion, which are these letters, which I think turned out great for my first time doing them. And I'm going to show you how to make them. So the supplies you're going to need are some fabric, and then a letter that you got off of like Microsoft Word. I just typed in a letter and set it to giant size, like 250 I think. And then you're going to want to cut out your letter around all the corners. So once you got your letter cut out, you're going to go over to your piece of fabric and try using something recycled. So I took like this really old t-shirt, and you're going to fold your piece of fabric in half so that there's 2 layers, because you want your letter to be really sturdy. then what you're going to do is simply just take your letter, put it on top of the piece you want. I would suggest ironing your fabric before you place your letter on top to get it straight. And then you're just going to take some pins and pin around the letter so all the corners stayed on. Okay, so now once your letter is cut out, you're going to pin it right onto your fabric. And then comes the tricky part, which is sewing around your letter. Now what you want to do is get it so your needle comes right on the line next to your letter. So you want your needle very close to the letter, so just when it hits into the fabric, it's right alongside that. So take it slow. Really, the first time I did the letter, it almost took me a half an hour. So it does take a little bit of patience. I had a cup of coffee with it to keep me going because I was doing it late at night. But yeah, just stay patient and go around it. If you get a little bit of the paper in your needle line, don't fret, don't start over, it's not a big deal. I picked up a little bit of paper my first time, and basically you can pull it right out. Just be careful when you're pulling it so you don't pull your stitch out. What I use is just a straight stitch, the same color as the fabric, so you can't see it. Because we're not going to be hiding this stitch, it's going to be visible. So, as close to the same color as you can, unless you'd like it contrasting. And don't worry about using a really thick straight stitch, just the plain straight stitch will do. You don't have to worry about the stitch pulling out simply because we're going to be tacking it onto another piece of fabric with a stronger stitch. So just a plain old straight stitch will be fine, and it will be easiest to get into the little places with. Okay, so I switched to black fabric for the purposes of sewing because I wanted black fabric on my shirt. And so I know it's really hard to see right now, but basically what I'm doing is just cutting around that stitch line. So I'm cutting very close to where the stitch is. You can see I've already started working on that side. And then you just want to cut all the way around the letter. Again, be very careful not to cut through the stitch, but just cut close to that stitch line. So now that you got your letter cut out, you have a really cool, awesome Y, and you're just going to take your other piece of fabric and lay it on there, and of course just pin it. And then what I like to do is just sew a zigzag stitch around the top. I like a zigzag stitch just because since your straight stitch is so close to the edge in case it pulls out, there's something a little bit more durable. I like to do my zigzag stitch in the color of the fabric, the background, just because I like a little bit of that contrast on there. But you can definitely choose to do it in whatever color you want. And again, you don't have to do a zigzag stitch, but I would suggest doing a stitch with some reinforcement. So it doesn't, nothing pulls out. And then, once you get that sewed on, you are done with your letter embellishment. Yay! So, send me pictures. I want to see what you guys have done. And good luck with the tutorial. So, I hope you guys liked the tutorial. Make sure to check out my blog, www.matteifashion.blogspot.com, which will be linked under, for more fashion tips and tutorials. And just a reminder, there's a contest going on my blog, and it goes on until May, and you can win a free vintage-inspired headband. So check out my first post to enter that, and email me if you have any more questions. So before you go, I want to show you guys one last quick thing. Actually, two. Look at, I got a little bow. I made a bow thing for my hair. Isn't that cute? I love bows. But then the second thing is this really cool skyline silhouette I made in my room. I thought since we're dedicating this show to New York, kind of, I would show you the little poster I made, which I made out of construction paper really quickly. But I love it. It's kind of crappy because I'm not an artist, but I freehanded it and I love it. So, yeah. So, here it is. It says Dream Big on it. It's got some stars. I think it's pretty good. Basically what I did was just hook like 3 pieces of black construction paper together and then traced an outline of New York and then just put dots all over it with glitter puffy paint. On the bottom it says dream big because I'm obsessed with New York City, like totally, and I love it there and I want to live there after I'm done with college, so I decided it would be fitting to give myself my own skyline. So yeah, make sure to check out my blog, show me your guys' tutorials, and I hope to hear from you guys. Happy sewing!